In this episode of Travelogue, we'll immerse ourselves in the rich and colourful Kazakh culture of northern Xinjiang. We'll feast on some delicious food and enjoy their spellbinding music and dance. And we'll get up close with a prehistoric treasure. Welcome to Travelogue's Epic Xinjiang series. I'm James Lam. We continue from where my colleague Greta left off, the city of Altai, or Altai if you prefer, in northern Xinjiang. As luck would have it, the annual Aachen Tangchang, a folk music event, is being held on the grassland an hours to the north. More than music, this is an extravaganza of Kazakh culture and tradition. There are competitions galore, cow milking, and lots more. It's our great good fortune that one of the star performers will show us around. It's fitting that this event is held here. Kazakh nomads have been herding sheep and cattle in this region for over 2,000 years, moving annually between summer and winter pastures. The nomadic tradition have led to speculation that the name Kazakh might be derived from a word meaning to wander. Kazakh form Xinjiang's second largest ethnic minority. There are some 1.5 million Kazakhs in China, with a majority living in northern Xinjiang. And although many of them have embraced a modern, urban lifestyle, they still proudly maintain their heritage. Today, they're singing in the Kazakh language and playing Kazakh tunes on Kazakh musical instruments. It's not surprising that this event has brought these Kazakhs together, since the soul of the Kazakh people, so it's said, is best expressed in their traditional folk music. It's like a test of the wits for the singers. They have to come up with the funniest line, the cleverest line to impress the crowds and the judges. Looking around, I'm struck by how many people are enjoying today's activities on horseback. They ride from one competition to the next, completely at ease in the saddle. Kazakhs are famous for being skilled horsemen. They regard their horses as an expression of their freedom. A star on the grassland. Everyone wants to get a piece of this champion. I have to shake his hand. What an introduction to Kazakh culture. From their ancient home on the grassland to modern Altai city, which now boasts the largest urban population of Kazakhs in Xinjiang, making it the perfect place to see how they enjoy city life. It's the middle of summer, but Altai city is surprisingly cool, except for the sun rays. Oh, I've loved walking around the city along the green spaces and just breathing in the clean fresh air. So nice. Besides its Kazakh heritage, this region has been renowned for something else since ancient times. Gold. In fact, Altai means mountain of gold. Surprisingly, this particular mountain of gold is an attraction for skiers. If you plan to come, book your hotel and flights early. Tourists flock here in the summer to enjoy the cool weather and in winter for the snow. With winter temperatures dipping to minus 40 degrees, the Kazakhs have developed a way of keeping nice and warm. We'll have to take off our shoes, cameraman. Felt rugs are really important to the Kazakhs, and every Kazakh family have these rugs, felt rug, all over their floor to keep them warm. And this lady here, she's really famous for making high quality felt rugs, and I'm going to find out a bit more about how she actually makes them. Back in the day, all Kazakh women knew how to make felt rugs, as it was an absolutely essential skill for coping with the harsh environment. 结婚之前都必须会是哈萨克族，下面的是。那墙上的这些，墙上的不是，是维吾尔族的。维族的。This is a very typical Kazakh family living room, and I initially thought that everything in here was Kazakh, but actually the rugs on the wall are actually Uyghur, and it just goes to show how the different ethnic minorities are actually influenced by one another. And the two things here, which are extremely important Kazakh items, are actually the felt rug, which are actually put on the floor and on the bed to keep the house warm. And then over there, that's the bride's embroidery, and she does that before she gets married. And they're all made differently as well. So when it comes to the felt rug, I have no idea how they put these two colours together. You want to guess how they do it? Right, mystery solved. I initially thought that what they did was they put the colours one on top of the other and then sewed it together. But actually what they do is they draw the pattern first, and then they cut out the pattern, dye it, and then put it back here and then sew it together, so that the finished product is actually level, so that there's no bumpy bits, so that when you're sitting down or lying down, it's really comfortable. Very nifty stuff. The Kazakh nomads would make felt rugs with wool from their own herds. Kazakhs living in the city today still buy felt rugs. It's their way of keeping this time-honoured tradition alive. Embroidery is another important expression of Kazakh cultural identity. Now, living in the city, they have machines to help them produce enough to keep up with demand. It's tradition and modernity woven together. And the patterns on them tell a story too. Kazakh costumes are not only just colourful and beautiful, but they're really deep in meaning. And this red line here around the neck, it symbolises that the woman's husband is still alive. And if it's yellow, then it means that he's passed away, so you don't even need to ask the question. And down here, the boss was telling me that the more flowery it is, the more edges and horns are here. It means that the family is wealthy and prosperous, and it means that they have lots of offsprings as well. Embroidery make a great gift. As one of the largest cities in northern Xinjiang, Altai, with its markets, is a great place to pick up souvenirs. Old school markets like this will show you how the locals go about their daily business. It's interesting to see people buying and selling in a place where nomads used to exchange goods by the relatively simple process of barter. The vendors tell me that nomads also shop here. There's something about visiting markets when you travel. I find the sights, smells and sounds always stay with me. The best thing about this market is it feels just so local. You get a real insight into what the locals eat, drink and wear. How do I look? 我很喜欢这个. What do you think of this? A bargain hat at 25 RMB. Traditional Kazakh hat with authentic design. Excellent stuff. Very happy. Up next, we'll check out a very special Kazakh instrument, indulge in delicious food, and drink in the company of some spellbinding music. Nomadic tribes often have their own special musical instrument, and Kazakhs are inseparable from the dombra, their most important instrument. Kamal brought me to this place where you can land your very own funky dombra and learn much more about them. I've been reading this book on traditional Kazakh musical instruments, and according to this book, there were originally over 80 different musical instruments, but only about 60 survive to this day, and the most important of the instruments are the dombras here. And every Kazakh is actually expected to know how to play it. And they come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. Hey, 这个是什么样的 dombra?
这是掌部 dombra.
Okay.
哈萨克族最常用的 dombra.
Ah, okay. So this is the most common and popular types of dombra, okay? And you can find this everywhere and in every house, and it's played in a lot of special events. Kamal's a professional dombra player. See? 哎，这个怎么会有两个那个头啊？
这是双头 dombra. 这上面是低音，下面是高音。
Okay. So this is a double neck dombra, and the neck at the top is actually the low tone, and the neck at the bottom is the high tone. I wonder what Kamal is going to come up with next. Just full of surprises. Wow, even the shape's fascinating. 这个是什么形状的？
天鹅 dombra.
为什么是天鹅 dombra？
因为天鹅在我们哈萨克族里面最神圣的动物，最崇拜天鹅。
Okay. I don't think this is finished yet, but it's actually the swan dombra. Can you see? This is the head, this is the neck, the body here, and the wings. Quite a lot of fun. According to local folklore, a swan rescued a shepherd caught in a storm. The swan then turned into a beautiful lady, they married, and together produced children who became the first Kazakhs. The owner of the Dombra workshop invites us back to his place. In a room full of Kazakh, there's bound to be some excitement. Obviously, everyone can play. The dombra is a versatile instrument, a bit like a guitar or banjo. It's used to accompany solo singers or choruses, and is played by strumming or plucking its two strings. Sitting here in this pleasant company and enjoying the melodious music, it's as if I've been welcomed into the world of the Kazakh people. For me, this is what travel's all about. Oh, it's officially my turn now. The moment I've been dreading. Oh. Obviously, I'm not a Kazakh. Okay, I'm officially hopeless at this. Gonna put it down. Now, from a modern Kazakh family home to another Kazakh family residence to see more of what a settled life is like. We're only 20 minutes away from Alatai city at Lasta village. And as you can see, the mood has changed completely. It's so relaxing. 特别漂亮这里。
对。
对啊，很绿。我应该怎么跟老人打招呼啊？
跟他说 Assalamu alaikum。
Assalamu alaikum。
对。
标准吗？
标准。
哎，好老实。OK， 好，他在哪里？Assalamu alaikum。 The head of the household is giving us a very warm welcome. It's the nomadic tradition in this part of Asia to welcome guests with hot milk tea and snacks like their famous cheese and other dairy produce.
以前在牧场上，对。
那就跟牧场的生活有什么区别呢？在这里？
Жайлауда турган мен ошол жакта турганыңыздын фаркы бар ма дейді?
Жайлауда турганын фаркы эми әттеп жатыр, әрі мына малчы дыйкандардын өзүнө колойлук жаратып жатыр го. Жакшы болуп жатыр.
离城市近方便一点。
那边比较艰苦。
不用搬来搬去。然后冬天这里。
Life's a lot easier since he's settled down into this permanent residence.
So he's had a few VIPs visit him.
一点点。
他可以弹给我们听吗？ 一起唱
Their warm hospitality ranks them amongst the most welcoming hosts I've ever encountered. To witness this nomadic tradition being kept alive amongst the settled Kazakh is quite overwhelming, truly touching. This family moved here 20 years ago and now completely settled and at home in this quaint village. They're thriving in their permanent home, and while the environment may be different, the traditional milk tea is still going strong, freshly brewed. Locals prefer to add butter to make it smoother, hot and energizing. We've just had a few bowls of milk tea, and now, while we're waiting for our lunch, we're berry hunting. Look, this is called wild grapes. 很好吃这个东西。哇，您有多少啊？哦，啊，Yeah, straight to dessert. 一个小时就能吃了。啊，香。I'm salivating already. As we wait for lunch, I take a snoop around. Altai is famous for its heavy winter snow, and I find just the tool for dealing with it. Here we have it, the final product, the traditional Kazakh skis. They've really cleverly made use of the natural flow of the horsehair. So as you can see, the natural flow is like this, it's really smooth. So when you're going downhill, you can go as fast as you want, okay? And when you're going uphill, the opposite direction of the hair creates resistance. So you're not afraid of skiing backward. Very clever. This is the ski poles. Instead of having two ski poles, which we use these days, they have this huge stick. And what they do is when they're going downhill, they dig this into the snow to create resistance so that they control their speed going down. Very handy stuff. I love it. And there's more to see. For centuries, the Kazakhs, as nomads, lived in these felt houses. And these were designed especially for the environment and their lifestyle. And they can be packed up and moved on horseback in a matter of hours. Let's come in and have a look. What do you think? Pretty open, huh? This thing here is the most important part of the structure. It's called the shangrat. And basically it symbolizes unity and family because it holds up the structure. It holds this felt house together. Fascinating. And you know, although they have a permanent house just to the side, they still use this because, as they say, classic architecture never go out of style. And looks like lunch is ready. Before we eat, Grace is said to give thanks for the food we're about to enjoy and to welcome us. Now to the part we've really been waiting for, the feast of boiled mutton. He's carving out a piece of the goat's face. It's an honor to have a piece of this. So soft and tender, delicious. Mutton is a staple part of the diet here. Eating certain parts of the animal carries a specific meaning. So what just happened was this man here, he cut off the sheep's ear and gave it to this little little girl because she's the youngest member of the family, and it's supposed to mean that she should listen and be obedient. The meat is simply boiled in water with a bit of seasoning until it's tender. It's traditionally eaten with bare hands, as we're demonstrating. Getting the chance to eat with this Kazakh family is a real privilege. It reminds me of home, where food is a family occasion. All Kazakhs seem to be natural performers, and the children certainly aren't shy about putting on a show. If all this joviality makes you want to come, please do. And you'll be able to stay here, as the owner's preparing to take visitors for homestays. Next, we'll see some precious prehistoric art and a precious commodity, and we'll top off our stay with a glass of their famous yogurt. It's a nice summer's day, however, we're going to see a prehistoric treasure that shows what people do on a cold winter's day. So we've been told repeatedly that Altai was the first place in the world where mankind first started to ski. And now we're going to see rock-hard evidence of it. What is it? I'll tell you in a sec. Let's go. We're about to see a powerful demonstration of the genius of Altai's prehistoric people, who managed to take the snow in their stride. We're finally here to see our rock-hard evidence. We're really lucky because we've got Mr. O here. He's a local farmer and was working in the fields today. He actually made a discovery which attracted worldwide attention. And 您这个什么时候发现这个呢？
是83年那年发现的。
哦，是怎么样发现的？
当时我们几个小朋友一块在这玩的时候，撵小狗，在撵到这里之后，才发现这个。
哦，原来这样。Well, a lot of media outlets covered this. They came from all over the world to check this out. And scientists also came because it was of really special significance. Come up, I'll give you a hand. Okay, you okay? 然后 it's pretty steep. 好，您发现了以后，您告诉谁啊？
哦，当时我们乡长有个乡长有叫倪永梅的乡长有，他告诉他要再往上面申报的。
哦，这样。那您是在这里看护这个吗？
啊，主要是我看护现在。
啊，行，您先走。It's pretty narrow. You going first? There are similar treasures around here, but this one's special as it shows the ancient start to a modern sport. 啊，我可以看到马了。
啊，这还有野牛，还有麋鹿。
啊，那滑雪的人呢？
啊，滑雪在这上面呢。
哦，可以 see。
主要是为了打猎，是滑雪的这。
他们脚上是那个滑雪板吗？
对。
然后手上呢？
是，他拿了握了一个雪杖。
哦，他们是在干嘛？
主要是为了打猎，或者是他们去迁移啊，都是用这种方法。
哦，是这样啊。哦，这个有多少年的历史了？这个？
哦，这专家鉴定的是现在是1万多年了吧
？1万多年了。你知道谁画的吗？
哦，这个还不知道。
We have no idea who painted these rock art. It's amazing. I've never been so close to such an ancient painting. It's a real privilege. Take a look. Take a closer look. Now, from precious art to a precious commodity. My heart is thumping with excitement. It's not about this mountain scenery. It's about something else. As one of China's leading gold-producing regions, Altai, the mountain of gold, sure lives up to its name. Naturally, we want to see where the gold comes from, so we're here at one of the local gold mines.
你看，这就是我们今天出来的矿石。
哦，徐先生看不到金子啊？
啊，这个不能就直接看到金子。哎，工人给我拿一下这个矿石标本。我们这矿石经过清洗以后，就是现在这个样子。
哦，这样，这个上面的黄黄的是金子吗？
啊，不是，这是黄铜矿，这金子和这些黄铜矿伴生，我们要经过选矿和冶炼，最后才能出来金。
啊，这样。I can't believe it. This stone, once it's processed and cleaned, it turns into gold. Wow. I remember saying that of the 72 valleys in Altai, they all have gold. So keep that in mind when you come next time. Apart from gold, Altai is rich in other mineral resources. Stone collectors can buy stones of every shape and colour in the shops. Otherwise, they can try their luck on the road or even along the rivers that run through the mountain of gold. See how it's pretty light? It's already 9 p.m. in Xinjiang. The summers here are really long. The summer days are quite long, so it gets dark really late. We've had a really long day and I'm dying for a drink. Xinjiang is extremely famous for its dairy product, especially alatai. And this area, although it looks pretty simple, it makes some of the best yogurts in town. So we're all going to have a go. I got mine. Oops, forgot the sugar. It's really sour. It's as strong as lemon juice. Our stay here in Alatai City has been jam-packed with activities. From the excitement on the grassland, to the eye-opening home visits, to some magnificent rock paintings, Alatai has got so much to offer. What's more, it feels immensely welcoming. And I can see why many Kazakhs have chosen to live here. I just wish we had more time to take it all in. Oh, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hush, hush. Before coming here, Alatai has always held a mysterious allure to me. After spending the past week here, I live with bucket loads of memories. And the Kazakhs, I'll never forget their warm-hearted people and their entrancing culture. And on the next episode, though, we're going to Lake Kanas to hopefully see the monster there. So remember to tune in next time. Okay, I'm James Lamb. Thanks for watching Travelogue.